Greetings, viewers. This is CP666 signing on for a general computer update video. I'm not really a big fan of making just general purpose update videos because usually what happens when I make them, I end up rambling on for upwards of 20 minutes, and then when I sit down to edit it, I don't actually want to edit it, and then it falls to the floor of the editing room. And when I come back to it about 5 months later, the information is outdated and I end up trashing the video anyway. So it's a waste of hard drive space, I see. But every once in a while they are good and I'm not objected to them. But in terms of a general update, there's not really a whole lot that I need to say. The Acer Aspire has been running pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping it in this situation for much longer. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Because I'd like to think that I could find a much less powerful machine that can be used as a dedicated purpose computer that can just sit right there and do the job nicely. But I don't know if I'll ever find such a machine, at least not for a good price. And autofocus on my camera it's really given me fits lately. I don't know if it's starting to get weak or what, but this isn't exactly an old camera, and I don't really use it that much. Moving right along on the list, the T42P hasn't seen a lot of action lately. I haven't really done anything with it. So it's basically just sat here waiting for its next project. I don't really have a lot of projects in mind for it. I was planning on actually substituting it over there for that, but then I realized, well, that would be a waste of battery life, because this thing has a pretty decent battery on it. But other than that, I really don't know what else I can do with it, because the wireless doesn't work for it to be a portable computer, and I don't really have a use for it in terms of a standalone machine, because I don't use it for virtualization, and I don't really use it for much of anything else. The T61, and you'll hear about it more in the video that I made about it today, which may or may not be coming out after the next general update video that I'm making, which I've already made as of the point of my making of this video. You can see there's something clearly wrong here. You'll hear about that in the video, but I don't think I really described it to the fullest that I wanted to in that video. I grabbed a trackpad from a junk T61 that I really wish I'd taken pictures of, because somebody had spilled probably like a Coke or some other sticky drink on it. It wasn't coffee, but it was something sticky and yuck. Keyboard was worn to hell. The display was busted. It was cracked completely. It would not power on, and it was just in sorry shape. It was bent. You can see there's a dent in the trackpad right there. And the reason why it's so bent like this is because the frame is bent. But that trackpad doesn't work, and I took the original out. I don't know where I put it, but the original doesn't work either. So there's something clearly wrong with this ThinkPad T61. And but that's not going to sideline it, because even though using this is irritating, it's not a showstopper. So if this T61 thought that not being able to use the trackpad was going to enable it to retire sooner, well, it thought wrong. I'm going to use it basically until it drops. So it's still going to be used for its purpose. Other than that, I upgraded it to Windows 8.1 today. Windows 8.1 is not my favorite operating system, but you'll hear about that in the other video. Actually, you won't, because I didn't really talk about it. So there's a page on my website about Windows 8.1 that you can take a look at. I might be doing the review of the full-on version later on. The subnet thing is going along well enough. Other than the fact that whenever you shut this computer down, it decides to revert to no sharing and screws everything up. It works quite well. The P1102W has not seen a lot of use since in summer. I only really use it once or twice, so it just basically sits here. No real long print job, so that's pretty good. But it's been working fairly well. It's been working a lot better than the ML1675, which is in the closet that you can't see. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, I don't think you can see it. T500 is next on my hit parade in terms of projects that need to be done at some point in the near future, probably this weekend. Windows needs to be reloaded on this because it is jacked up completely. I don't know what is going on, but other than that, not a whole lot needs to be really updated with the T500. Everything is still running smooth as a clam. The G3600, I'm looking into getting a bigger hard drive for it. For no particular reason. I really don't know why I'm getting a bigger hard drive for it, because I don't use it. But I think what I really want to do here is I want to preserve the 15 gigabyte Western Digital drive. Because those WD drives are holding their value pretty well, so I would rather not have it fail while it's in use and just not give it any use at all. Which is probably going to be its demise, because they like to have stiction problems, and I just broke something. It was just this. There's nothing really in it, so it doesn't really matter. The G350, nothing's really happened with that either. I'm trying to untangle my camera here at the moment. Nothing's really happened with the G350. Haven't really used it for much because I haven't used my digital camera really at all. But that's pretty much all for that. The hard drive still works. It's a 20 gigabyte, so it's actually bigger than the one that's in the 600. Next machine is the Versa 6230. Again, no real updates. Tried to install this Zircon RealPort Ethernet 10100 card. That did not work at all. It just basically screwed up Windows 95. I was able to revert the changes fairly tediously, but I was able to revert the changes. But other than that, it just basically sits here and doesn't really do anything. In fact, I'm going to run it. I'm going to power it up right now just so it gets its use in. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm probably going to end up fixing or putting the battery back in, or maybe not, because I don't really want this to leak while it's in the machine. I have to rebuild this battery pack. Nothing's really going on with the G4 either, but you'll notice something missing. Where did the compact go? You don't see it. Well, it's not gone, and it's not broken. And it's down here, simply because I don't use it. I love that sound. But I don't really use it anymore, because Windows Vista is uphill and has decided that it doesn't want to really relay audio through the speakers, which I don't think is that hard, but the driver doesn't take advantage of it for Windows Vista. And that was really this thing's sole purpose, and considering the battery life isn't good enough to make it a suitable replacement as a portable system, it's just sitting down there, mostly feeling sorry for itself. The two PowerBooks are still very much here. Haven't really heard much from those for a very long time. The 180 and the 520C. Still looking for hard drives for those. I am a little bit optimistic in the fact that I have found a power supply for a PowerBook 500. And I'm hoping that I can find the machine just for the sole purpose that I can take the hard drive from it. But I'm cautiously optimistic there. I don't know if I'll ever find the machine, but I might. And if I do, you'll be the first to hear about it. So that's just about it in terms of the computers. That is still very much a work in progress. Not the floppy drive, but the LS120 drive. I don't know if the LS120 drive even works. I haven't been able to find a suitable power supply. And to put it quite simply, I don't really care that much, because I don't think I'll ever use it for anything. I don't have any LS120 discs, and I don't intend to start collecting them. But there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. You know, this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.